Photons are like an element tied to the Akashic records. To oversimplify it a bit, they're the Akashic records itself. Photons are everywhere. See, they're like the ink the Akashic records uses to record all events in the universe. The way we use them is like we access a record of energy generation and reproduce it. Photoners were masters of utilizing photons as energy, but there's so much more you can do with them. As for how, well, that's where it gets kinda tricky. I'll bet Shion figured she couldn't explain it well enough, so she stuck with teaching you to utilize them as energy. I kind of understand it. I have a better grasp of photons than most. But as for how you can handle them so well, or what it takes to use them like that I can't explain. If only I could explain it clearly, we'd probably be living in a much better world right now. Would it be a brighter world? One full of happy places and smiling faces?
First Clarice Grays, from the legendary trio of heroes who came before me.
I wouldn't call us legendary. For one thing, we were active like 40, 50 years ago tops. All I was good at was tricks and cheats. The second is way, way better than me at actual arc stuff. That, and technically, I'm not actually Clarice Grays.
You're not?
It's kind of confusing to explain, but Clarice Grays is the name of the collection of photons that used to be inside of me.
Huh? What?
That's not helping, is it? Okay, how about this? I had a split personality.
Split personality?
So, I used to be super weak and bedridden a lot, right? I'd always talk to the photons inside me, 'cause, hey, not like I had anything better to do. Then, what do you know? They took on a personality of their own. Boy, did that ever throw me for a loop at first. And if you think it threw me off, you should have seen the people around me. She had a real mouth on her. And when it came to combat, it was a pain to move around, so I always let her do all the heavy lifting. She was always a real go-getter. Eventually, that earned her the name Clarice Grays. I guess that's why Reggie and Mary don't call me Clarice Grays. I don't mind either way, but I think it'd be better for them if you call me Alma when I'm me.
Yes, ma'am. Consider it done.
By the way, could you please not call me ma'am?
Sure. Right. So, Alma, what has become of the first Clarice Grays inside of you?
She left this body here to me, and, vanished.
What do you mean, left it to you?
Maybe I didn't phrase that right. I guess you could say that when I lost my corporeal body, she became a new vessel for me. So basically, it's like, my body's Clarice Grays, and my mind is Alma.
So, Clarice Grays protected you, Alma?
Calling it protecting is kind of a disservice to her, I think. I mean, the last thing she said to me was, "Now we're even." Maybe that means I'm
Let's review. Sierra, run an expansion progress simulation based on the new black hole's present status.
Yes, sir! Putting it on the monitor. This is the new black hole that popped up at the same time that you went missing. And this is a prediction assembled from a Florenberg black hole analysis based on present information. Everything's getting swallowed. The world will turn all black. Conventional black holes do not expand at this velocity. Something's clearly up here.
Alma, tell me something. You called yourself a ghost of the Akashic Records. This return was undoubtedly due to your power. The readings were inside the black hole. So it stands to reason that you were in there, and you came from there. Tell me, what's in there? Where does that black hole lead?
I think you know the answer to that, Xiao. There's only one thing there. The location where the planet Xi'an used to be. The origin point. The birthplace of the universe. It's the Akashic Records itself. And you got lost on that world. Let's call it Omega for convenience's sake. The world of Omega is the Akashic Records made manifest. Maybe it would be easier to say it's what the Akashic Records dreams of.
Records made manifest? Does that mean that the string of events on Earth, that ether has something to do with this?
Probably. Photons are tied to the Akashic Records. I bet photons fused with aether that became altered on Earth, and that's why they got all crazy.
But I thought the Akashic Records were Xi'an, and she's gone now.
Well, you're a little off. Xi'an is Xi'an. The Akashic Records are the Akashic Records. It's true that with Xi'an gone, there's no one left who can access the Akashic Records. But the Akashic Records are still there. It's just that there's nobody left to see them. The universe is still being recorded.
So basically, the Akashic Records are a library, and Xi'an's a librarian?
Oh, good one! That's a perfect comparison, I'd say. The library still stands, even if there's nobody around to manage it. Nobody was supposed to be able to access the Akashic Records to begin with. But the Akashic Records have manifested themselves as a single world. Omega.
The profound darkness jumped to this visible manifestation of the Akashic Records and fused with it, thus leading to the creation of a potentially universe-consuming black hole, I take it.
Dreams are what we see when our brains are organizing our memories. It's the same for the Akashic Records. I think the Akashic Records are dreaming while sifting through its memories of the whole universe. That dream has taken shape. Well, actually, it's a little more complicated than that. The thing is, malice has entered the dream. If we don't do something, everything's gonna be engulfed in darkness. The past, the future, all creation as we know it. That's why I came here. I'm gone now, but I still want to see the future that all of you and Xi'an worked to weave. I think I've covered everything I can explain. Would you be willing to help me out? Thank you.
The profound darkness has infiltrated the Akashic records. We have to slay it and sever their link. It's straightforward enough work, no different from what we've been doing so far. The thing is, I'm coming up blank as far as how to get there, and what Omega's condition is. First off, how do we physically reach Omega? There are no ARC ships capable of probing into a black hole.
Easy! We stopped time for the launch!
Why am I not surprised you can do that? Is it every Claris Crae's job to pull ludicrously crazy stunts?
Sorry, I think I'm lost.
Basically, gravity doesn't apply when time is stopped. We bypass the black hole's innate supergravity by stopping time. Then, we send you to Omega. The theory is sound, sure, but it's still crazy.
It's not crazy at all. I got someone out, so there's nothing stopping me from sending someone back in. Not gonna lie, though, it'll be exhausting to do alone. It would be so much easier if Claris Crae's were here. So, second, could you give me a hand?
Who? Me?
I could use another photon manipulation expert. You'll do fine, really.
Oh, I'm not worried. I know you'll be just fine. Be careful out there, okay? I'll be waiting for you.
Sierra, you should head to Omega 2. I'll take over ship management for the time being.
You can count on me! Oh wait! Does that mean I'm going inside Omega? I'm not proud of it, but combat is not my thing!
Okay, I'll try to give you a form that will allow you to focus more on navigation. How about that, Sierra? Exactly what form it will be might depend on what kind of mood Omega's in, though.
I don't know about this. This isn't how I imagined my first field assignment was gonna go. Well, okay. I look forward to working with you.
Here's how this is gonna work. We'll approach the time-stopped black hole in the gateway ship. It'll be easier to send you over a shorter distance, so once you're ready, commandeer the gateway ship, okay? The world of Omega is what the Akashic records dream of. It's a jumbled up mishmash of all the records in the universe. The civilization and culture of Omega comes from random planets and eras logged in the Akashic records. It's a waking dream spawned from the collective memories of an entire universe, so you're bound to run into all sorts of crazy stuff. I know I'm the one who asked you to go, but stay on your toes, okay? And take care of things.
Here! Over here! Surprised? I was surprised myself. I was speechless. At least I can always stay close to you in this form. Okay, I, Sierra, will be your humble navigator. Let's start by finding a place with lots of life sign readings. This is a pretty imposing place. What do they do here?
You there! What are you doing?
You don't look familiar. Are you one of the king's minions?
Your strange garb is unquestionably suspicious. Identify yourselves!
Or we come in peace.
The little one speaks. What is this creature?
What? I figured I'd look right at home like this. Oh, jeez. What do we do now?
What's all the commotion?
Lady Harriet! My apologies for causing a stir. We found some suspicious figures skulking around. We were just about to apprehend them.
Suspicious figures? It's you!
Lady Harriet, no! Stay back. They're dangerous.
How are they dangerous? They are my guests.
Your guests. Even if that were true, this is hardly the time.
Varuna, I am most grateful for your consideration as my adjutant. However, I will be fine. Please allow me to handle this.
Yes, ma'am. Just call if you're in any trouble at all. I'll be right there.
Thank you, Varuna. Come, this way! This is my personal tent. No one will disturb us here. Do you remember me? You saved my life not long ago. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I am Harriet. I would ask you a somewhat impertinent question. Do you know of me? Of this land? In fact, do you know of this world at all? Yes, I thought as much. You wear foreign garb, you know nothing of us, and you wield overwhelming might. Truly, it is just as legend foretold. How long we have awaited you!
What legend is this now?
Well...
Hey, that rumbling and stuff outside can't be anything good, can it?
Lady Harriet!
You may enter.
Sorcerers have arrived at the Royal Army camp. They appear to be preparing for a summoning.
They're going to summon a Castrum Demonica here, aren't they? Strike the enemy camp before the ritual is complete! Varuna, muster all troops!
Lady Harriet, that would be dangerous. I think we should retreat.
If we keep retreating, they'll corner us at our stronghold sooner or later. We would be finished. And I can hardly flee alone while everyone else is fighting.
Lady Harriet.
We'll launch a pinpoint blitz. Varuna, notify the troops immediately. My apologies. I must take the field. I will give you a full overview later, should I return alive.
What's the plan? Are you trying to give me an out? I know you're not the type of person to just ignore someone in need. Let's go join Harriet!
Summoners! Prepare for Castrum Demonica summons! Crush the rebels who wreak havoc in our land! Stop the Castrum Demonica summons! Charge!
There are just too many monsters!
But we're this close! All men, keep pushing! We're through! This is it! What? An Arx Demonica. You were one step too late! Come forth, Castrum Demonica! Stand strong! Stand!
A Castrum Demonica has been sighted. Monsters are swarming the area.
A Castrum Demonica? There's no breaching its Arx Demonica! All forces, retreat! I will take command!
All forces have retreated. Lady Harriet, you should do the same.
No! I yet have a role to play!
Lady Harriet, you wouldn't.
Let the secrets of the Buster be made manifest!
Lady Harriet, no! You can't! You know that no one has ever been able to control the Buster Tower before.
Yet control it I must! It is the only way to destroy the Castrum Demonica's Arx Demonica! Please, heed my call. Banish the encroaching darkness! Am I not good enough? Is my soul not... close shave. You! Why are you here?
You don't think we can just hide behind that? No. Basically, we can't just ignore someone in need. A member of ARCS? No. A guardian would never abandon someone.
A guardian? Thank you!
Well, maybe don't thank us just yet.
Not even a guardian can go non-stop against an endless stream of enemies. The enemy forces seem to be driving Harriet's troops back. We have to breach that barrier and do something about that kooky castle. But that barrier is airtight. Breaking through is gonna be hard. Can we hold out long enough?
The Buster Tower just stabilized!
And what is it, Harriet?
There may be a way for us to break through the barrier after all. Allow me to place my faith in your might, the might of the Guardian. A grotesque castle suddenly appears, bearing down on the battlefield. And with it, the entire battle changes for the worse. The Arx Demonica was birthed by the abominable fortress known as the Castrum Demonica. Said fortress is said to possess an impenetrable defense. It cannot be escaped from or assaulted. Those who try are crushed. More horrible than the castrum itself are the monstrosities that issue from its maw, mercilessly pillaging and murdering. Clearly, there remains no choice but to flee. At least, that was how it should have been. Just then, a visitor appears from another world. The arrival of a savior bearing the light of hope, who cuts through the wicked foes, assailing the princess. And the savior's strength will be etched into the annals of history forevermore. Our aim is to halt the enemy invasion as we destroy the opposing Arx Demonica and Castrum Demonica. Over there is the enemy encampment. Deep within stands the enormous Castrum Demonica. My soldiers have their hands full fighting off the monsters in the vicinity of the fortress. Eventually, try as they might, they will be overrun. The Castrum Demonica is the source of our foes. Should it remain standing, victory is unthinkable.
So we need to take down the Castrum Demonica in the middle of the enemy encampment? But what do we do about the Arx Demonica thing that's protecting it? That'll take some time to destroy.
We have a weapon for that purpose. I present to you the Buster Tower. The might of the Buster Tower can easily break through the defenses of the Arx Demonica. But my power is insufficient. I am incapable of managing such a weapon. However, earlier it reacted to you. It should now be possible to unleash its full potential. The Buster Tower is now capable of launching a Buster Ram, the only thing that can destroy the Arx Demonica.
The enemy is on the move! I don't think we have time to talk anymore. In summary, we use the Buster Tower to break the barrier. Then we smash the Castrum Demonica.
Yes, precisely as you say. A word of warning. If the Buster Tower is destroyed, it will mean defeat.
Okay, we're going into this blind, but let's give it a shot. I'll do my best to direct you. Good luck. enemy activity. Take this chance to gather mana to summon a Buster Ram. Now, collect some mana from the surrounding area. Enemy forces have commenced their incursion. We need to focus on protecting the Buster Towers. We need to penetrate the Arx Demonica and destroy the Castrum Demonica. The enemy forces have been put down. Now's our chance to summon the Buster Rams and destroy the Arx Demonica. Time to attack the Castrum Demonica! Castrum Demonica's annihilated! Great work! Now head on back!
On behalf of my people, thank you for your gracious assistance.
I couldn't agree more. It's what Arx does. Anyway, I'm curious about that Castrum Demonica and the Buster Tower. Let's start with the Castrum Demonica that kept popping out enemies. Was it a bunch of rocks, or was it actually alive?
It is a castle and a living thing both. They are living fortresses that call forth endless waves of monsters, thus, Castrum Demonica. They are foul wedges, driven into the world by way of large-scale conjurations.
Conjure... what now?
A type of magic that summons enslaved creatures from other realms. This may all be new to you, since you're both from another world. In this world, we have something called sorcery. It is a means by which one draws upon mana in the atmosphere to trigger supernatural phenomena.
It sounds comparable to what we know as photons and techniques. Maybe the reason it was so easy for me to analyze the Castrum Demonica and the Buster Tower was because they share similar roots.
Individuals can only harness so much mana alone. A person's sorcery prowess was generally limited to a fairly ordinary degree. That is, until these ephemera came along. Suddenly, seedlessly, ephemera, just the blossoms, began blooming all over the world decades prior. It came to light that the ephemera made extremely efficient catalysts for sorcery. One land mastered bodily enhancement. A second used them as regents for mind control potions. Another solved the riddle of replication. And in my land, they discovered the art of conjuration. The Castrum Demonica is the apex of conjuration sorcery. Once its ephemera-consuming summon is complete, it wedges itself into the ground. It deploys a highly durable Arx Demonica barrier and summons endless monsters to intercept its foes. Even the Castrum itself is quite deadly. It has been said to be impossible for someone on a human level to breach and conquer these fortresses, no matter what sorcery they avail. Furthermore, the act of summoning one consumes all mana and ephemera in the area, leaving no way to counter-summon another Castrum Demonica to fight the first.
So basically, the first side to summon a Castrum Demonica always wins?
Just so. The face of war in this world has greatly changed since the advent of the Castrum Demonica. The Buster Tower conjuration is what was invented to counter it.
The thing you were using in the fight just now, right?
It is a siege weapon, designed to breach the Arx Demonica generated by the Castrum Demonica, drawing upon the mana in the atmosphere. However, it requires an enormous amount of mana to control. Without ephemera, it was beyond our ability to harness.
But our friend here could do it, and we were able to destroy the Castrum Demonica.
Power always comes at a price. Sorcery requires mana. Technology requires hard work. Wielding such inordinate power at no cost is by no means a good thing. All this unrest, the tension between the nations of our world, the coup in my kingdom. Ephemera is the catalyst for it all. It's a fiendish flower whose nectar drives the world mad. Our aim is to eliminate it and restore peace to the land. No, the world.
World peace? Well, nobody could say you aren't aiming high. Not that I blame you. Harriet, would you be willing to let us have that flower? Channel your power into it. Channel photons, like you're holding a weapon. I knew it! Wait! You knew what, Harriet?
It is the legend I mentioned previously, a fairy tale widely known in our world since ancient times. It goes like this. When the realm is enshrouded in darkness, lament not, for a hero shall spring forth from otherworldly luminance, spirit guide in tow. The hero shall serve as a beacon and cross the path of light. They shall tread the path of the brave, shepherding all those who follow. In turn, those who take up arms shall guide wayward souls lost to darkness. Perilous is the path they tread, yet righteousness will prevail. Fear not our Savior, for by their hand shall light shine on blackest night, banishing the darkness forevermore. Visitor from another land, spoken of in legend. Or should I say guardian? Please, will you lend us your aid?
Gosh, the scope of all this just grew exponentially. In fact, are you sure you're okay with all this, Harriet? I get that there's a legend, but we're clearly not from this world. Do you really want to trust random strangers with something so important?
The legend alone, I would have taken with a grain of salt. But you have aided me in my time of need. And twice now you've come to my rescue. That is enough for me to trust you. More than enough. To fly to someone's aid without hesitation in a realm where you tread blindly, it's no small feat. I would trust you, with or without the legend.
That ephemera flower just now, it disintegrated in reaction to photons. That's an F-factor mass. As members of ARCS, we consider those a problem. Besides, how can we say no when you're asking so nicely?
Thank you so much!
Well, we've gathered plenty of intel. How about we pop back to the ARC ship to deliver a report real quick?